For episode 11 of season 4, we will be featuring stories from the pages of the Nichi Bei News. Tonight, our media chefs have crafted a full menu that highlights health and other stories of interest to our Japanese and Japanese American community. For our pastry selection, we traveled to the East Bay to watch the inaugural game of a youth baseball team, paying homage to an Alameda Japanese American baseball team from the 1920s. For our salad selection, we feature a beloved multicultural childcare agency celebrating their 50th anniversary in San Francisco's Japantown. For our chef special, we give you the best of cultural and vintage goods available in Northern California just in time for the holidays. And for our dessert, we highlight a paper store serving the greater Sacramento area. And of course, stick around to be treated to some news bites of happenings in our Japanese and Japanese American community. And finally, we end the program tonight with tips of events that are coming up in the next month and beyond. So without further delay, let's start the cafe. Hi everyone, and welcome back to episode 11 of season 4 of the Nichi Bei Cafe. We want to thank all of you for tuning in and supporting us on this journey of keeping our community connected, informed, and empowered. Today, our chefs will be serving up some nice segments, so let's go. Starting off with our pastry selection tonight, we commemorate the LA Dodgers and its trio of Japanese players winning the 2025 Major League Baseball season by watching the inaugural game of the East Bay Taiiku, a new Japanese-American youth baseball team paying tribute to the Alameda Taiiku, a JA baseball team from the 1920s. Please enjoy.
On August 15th, 2025, the new youth baseball team East Bay Taiiku debuted at Raimondi Park, the home of the Oakland Ballers. The team's name is an homage to the Alameda Taiiku, who played at ATK baseball field from 1916 to 1938. And it celebrates the legacy of Alameda's historic Japanese-American community and of the Japanese-American community's never-ending fascination with baseball. For their first field outing, Alec Yoshio McDonald, the team's coordinator, tapped Derek Furuichi, an advisor and former player for the San Francisco Hawks of the Northern California Japanese American Baseball League.
That's great. Okay, so there's a lot of development that still happens. It's about skills, it's about playing together, it's about understanding how to be part of a team, part of a community, and making people happy and enjoy watching you play. Alec McDonald asked me to step in and help with some coaching duties, sharing my experiences, both as a player and as a coach, just to help the current generation of younger players learn the game better, understand what it meant to the community, what it meant and continues to mean to the community, just to keep the spirit of Japanese American baseball going and hopefully be a bridge to the next generation of kids that will continue on. Baseball's full of mistakes. We're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna make errors. We're gonna strike out. You're gonna do stuff. We're not worried about that. What we're worried about, what we're concerned with is when you do that, do you know how to improve and move on? Okay, that's a large part about baseball. I still learn things about the game. That's what makes it interesting to me. Is that there's always a little bit of something that we can gain and learn from. It's wonderful that way. It's never ending. It's like life. You're always learning and getting new experiences.
Hi, my name is Alessandra Robinson. My son is Eli Robinson, and he is number 11. For one, I think it's a community for Eli to connect with other peers his age and who have a similar cultural background, for him to identify and learn a little bit more. So I'm not Japanese, I'm Peruvian. My husband is half Japanese, and so my kids have, through my side of the family, I've met a lot of their Peruvian family members in history, but not enough of his dad's side. So I think it'll be really cool and interesting, fun experience to meet other children, learn about the culture, learn about the importance, learn about the heritage, and also just, continue a tradition here in the Bay Area.
The East Bay Taiiku Kai and the Cats competed for 5 innings, with the Taiiku Kai winning.
Well, this is our first day out. I think the advantage is the talent the players are at this age, 12, 13, going to 14, is probably better than the days when I played. These kids have a lot of opportunities to play Little League and travel ball particularly, where they get a lot of coaching, a lot of reps, and a lot of experience playing that way. So I think that benefits them toward becoming better baseball players at an earlier age, and so they're far more polished than I was back in the day.
The East Bay Taiiku Kai was sponsored by East Bay businesses Yonsei Handrolls, Sato Consulting, and Nomura Preschool.
So Eli, both Eli and his sister went to Nomura Preschool, which is in Richmond, founded by a Japanese couple. They're Japanese and play baseball, so they were really interested in this league and in this team. It was a really great experience. I can only say great things about that preschool and the formation that they gave to my children.
So my family had been participating in Japanese American community basketball for several years, but we had no opportunity to play a similar situation for baseball. That's why I thought it would be a fun idea to start a team, because so many of the kids in our local Little League are of Japanese ancestry, and so we went ahead and did that. I think the families were very excited to participate. I think the kids got a lot out of it. We played a total of 5 games this fall so far as of early November. Did quite well. We won 4 of those games, and in the process, hopefully got to think about, our culture and community and our history as a community that has really played baseball for more than a century in this country. And I think if you look at the landscape of professional athletics, Japanese Americans have been very successful in baseball. In the World Series, the attention was focused a lot on the Nihonjin from Japan, but Dave Roberts, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa from the Toronto Blue Jays, both of Japanese heritage, Japanese Americans. And I think MLB is full of folks of Japanese heritage that viewers might not even know. So I do think that at the grassroots, it's pretty cool to think about the ways in which the sport plays out and how we play it at a high level. I think that's something that people should recognize and hopefully appreciate.
For inquiries, email Alec Yoshio McDonald, alec.mcdonald@gmail.com. This is Max Nihei for Derek Tahara for the Nichi Bei Cafe.
Thanks to videographer Max Nihei and contributing writer and East Bay Taiiku Kai team coordinator Alec Yoshio McDonald for the wonderful segment. For our salad selection, our staff writer Tomo Hirai and producer Greg Valoria sit down with the current and past leadership of Nihonmachi Little Friends to get their thoughts on celebrating 50 years and how the preschool and after-school program almost lost its historical home in San Francisco's Japantown. Please enjoy.
Nihonmachi Little Friends is celebrating their 50th anniversary this month, but a situation in 1996 almost made them move out of their San Francisco Japantown home.
Yeah, the Y had given us, I believe it was either 2 or 3 year leases. So it was coming up again in 96. So I had approached them to see if we could sit down and negotiate again, and that's when I was told, well, they were actually thinking of selling the building. And so that was the first I had heard. And then it got out to the community that they're actually thinking of selling the building. And so there was a lot of community concern.
Well, it was we pretty much needed to act immediately because the Y was going to be putting the property on the market. It was going to be listed for sale. And if they found a buyer, well, that was going to be it. Of course, the Y's first step was to get the tenants moved out. So it was in the fall that that process started to happen. That I think in maybe September, October, they gave Little Friends formal notice that they would have to leave the building. And I was on Little Friends board at the time, and a community meeting was called. Paul Osaki was one of the key people involved in doing that. And it brought together representatives from the Japanese American and African American community that might have an interest in retaining the building for community use. And there were a number of African American girls programs in the building, as well as Nihonmachi Little Friends Preschool.
The news of the potential sale caused uncertainty in the community, but the Japantown and NLF communities were determined to stand firm.
We had to, of course, let the parents know that there was no way we could guarantee that we'd be here. And so, luckily, though, majority of the parents decided, oh no, we're going to stay and, you know, we're going to help support this effort. There were a few who felt like, I couldn't risk it, I got to find something for it, which is understandable. But it was actually a very small amount of families, so that was very, very happy that, you know, we were very pleased at that, to have that kind of support.
A major question was, what was the right approach to keep this building in the community? Karen recounts interesting developments that popped up along the way to help find the answer.
Everyone got together, everyone wanted to keep this building as part of their community, but no one had the resources to put up the money, the commercial rate that the YWCA was demanding. And so the question was, how do we prevent, slow down, or somehow take the edge off of this loss that we were facing? And Steve Nakajo from Kimochi had a recollection that some of his elders were saying, yeah, well, we paid into that, and so we had a right of first refusal, or we were supposed to get credit for the money we put in. And also at that same time, Kimochi was looking for a building for its administrative headquarters. And so having an interest in purchasing a property and having these recollections from their seniors, Kimochi asked the YWCA, could they look at their old records to see if they could find evidence of what this was.
A key bit of evidence popped up that became the foundation of keeping the building in the community.
Kimochi sent in a researcher, Al Gordon. He had an eidetic memory. So when he was going through these minutes, and he saw an entry that said, the San Francisco YWCA will hold this building in trust for the Japanese YWCA and the women and girls it represents.
A major hurdle developed in enforcing the trust because the Japanese YWCA ceased to exist.
By this time, I had dragged my husband, Bob Rusky, into the case, and he was thinking about this issue. How do you find the proper plaintiff? And one of the other groups of people that were involved in these community meetings was the Soka Bukai, the Japanese American Religious Federation, and the Japanese Christian churches who had their own organization in particular. And they expressed that they felt a special interest in this case because the women who formed the Japanese YWCA were members of their churches. And so Bob put two and two together and said, okay, so if the women were acting on behalf of the churches as well as their own organization, then it would make sense to bring the churches in as a plaintiff if they are willing to do so. And fortunately, they were.
For the next 6 years, pro bono lawyers on behalf of the Soko Bukai argued for the trust and eventually won, enabling the Nihonmachi Little Friends to buy the building and ensure its place in San Francisco Japantown. This is Greg Valoria for the Nichi Bei Cafe.
Thanks to Greg for that segment. Nihonmachi Little Friends celebrates their 50th anniversary on November 21st at the St. Mary's Cathedral Event Center. Tickets are sold out, but we hope to bring you bonus coverage of that event. For our chef special tonight, our Nichi Bei News writer Derek Tahara and producer Greg Valoria, with an assist from contributing writer and videographer Heather Ito, visit various stores in San Francisco, Sacramento, and San Jose to find cultural and vintage ideas for you for holiday shopping. So let's go shopping.
Welcome to the 2025 Nichi Bei Cafe's Holiday Shopping Guide featuring cultural and vintage gifts. First, we head to the Sacramento area to see what's happening for the holidays at Otto's Marketplace.
Grocery shoppers at Otto's Marketplace in Sacramento, California can find a variety of gifts this holiday season. Otto sells both English and Japanese Pokemon card packs and boxes, from the latest releases to boxes featuring the original 151 Pokemon. Many different holiday cookie boxes just came in, a perfect treat to bring over to friends and family. Otto's has many cute stocking stuffer items featuring popular characters like Rilakkuma, Monchichi, Miffy, and many more.
Otto's Marketplace is located at 4990 Freeport Boulevard in Sacramento, California. Their hours are Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Next, we head to San Jose Japantown to check out two stores you can find vintage and cultural items.
Yeah, we actually just got a really big shipment of Japanese American basketball tees from the Ninjas and CYS and things like that. So here's an example of one that I really love from a 2001 or 2002. We got a lot of stuff from recent rummage sales, so we have a lot of Japanese American nostalgia, like this guy right here. A couple more t-shirts, like the Nihonmachi run. This one is from the San Jose, it's a hoppy coat from the Junior YBA, which I love. Let's see. And then a couple of more, I guess, local vintage things. I found this Great America hat, and then I also found this Gordon Biersch hat, which many of y'all don't know. Their brewery is right here in the neighborhood on 10th and Taylor. We got these mugs in as well. Like this one is an Asahi mug from the 70s. We have this old vintage Japantown mug from the Centennial in 1990. And we also got these guys recently, chili oil from our friends Kana Kitchen and matcha from our good friends Roots and Craft up in San Francisco.
Minasan is located at 210 Jackson Street in San Jose, Japantown. Hours are typically Friday through Sunday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., sometimes Wednesdays and Thursdays. Please call to check. Next up, we head to Nichi Bei Busan.
Well, we really haven't changed too much. We just keep modifying. One of our signature items, one size fits all, either for men or women, boys and girls, even for dogs. Our signature Tsuzumi pillow that we've been making since the 1950s. My mother's pattern. They're neck pillows. They have a loop for holding. It fits right behind your neck, pulled from our stash of fabrics. And each is pretty much one of a kind. Many you cannot get anywhere. And then we have other things we make too. We do aloha shirts, we do kimono tops, we do happy coats, kapoki aprons even from our fabrics. So we have really neat fabrics. And either we make things or other people who consign things, artists, craft artists, they will consign things with us. So those are some of the things we have.
Nichi Bei Busan is located at 140 Jackson Street in San Jose's Japantown. Their hours is Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Friday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. They are closed on Sundays. Our final stop will be San Francisco's Japantown, where we'll find two places with unique vintage and cultural treasures.
We're located on the bridge in the Japan Center Mall on the Kinokuniya side, and we specialize in Japanese designer and American vintage clothing. Say, we carry a lot of different kinds of vintage clothing, so I'd say come on in, ask an associate to help you out with whoever you have in mind for your gift, and we can absolutely help pick something special out for them. We have things that are vintage from Japan that we go to Japan and import them. We have, classic American vintage items from, sportswear, the 80s, 70s, 90s. A lot of Bay Area sports as well. We have Japanese designer items such as Issey Miyake, Comme des Garçons, Yohji Yamamoto, and a lot of, designers like that. Then we have a lot of other items as well. We have year 2000s Y2K picks, Levi's denim, all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff cramped in this tiny store, but yeah, I'd say if you come in with someone special in mind, we can kind of help you think about like what they're into and then help pick a really great item that they'll appreciate.
Chameleon Vintage is located on the bridge connecting Japan Center West Mall and Kinokuniya Mall. Hours are Monday through Sunday, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Next up, we head to OK Marketplace.
Yeah, so we just recently expanded. So OK Marketplace used to be only vintage clothing, and now it's vintage clothing and then a small business mart focused on like accessories and small goods, all the way to small accessories and trinkets that you can take home with you. You can find the perfect gifts here, whether it be clothing for your own closet, clothing for your partners, or cute little keychains for your car, or candles for your house. So we have Japanese clothing, specifically from the 80s to the early 2000s, and then we also have collectibles. We have specifically Japanese Honda collectibles, and then Hello Kitty, Sailor Moon, any sort of anime figurines, plushies, keychains you could want are all available at the front of our store. And we also have 4 vintage Hello Kitty statues that are really big that you can take pictures with. The next OK dates are going to be the 29th and 30th of November for Black Friday. And then for December, we have a Doki, which is the accessories and small business mart, the 13th and 14th. And then the next OK is going to be the 20th and 21st of December after that. So you can follow OK on Instagram at OK Marketplace. We also have a website, that's the link in our bio on Instagram. And then you can also come in person to one of our events and ask one of the many amazing employees that are here any questions you may have.
The staff at Nichi Bei News and Nichi Bei Cafe wish all of you a happy holidays.
Thanks to Heather, Derek, and Greg for that segment. We hope it inspires you to pick up some vintage items for a loved one this holiday season. And just a reminder, you can read in-depth articles about these Nichi Bei Cafe segments in our community news publication, the Nichi Bei News. You can read about these people featured in this episode in the annual Holiday Shopping Edition, which hits the streets on November 21st. To do so, please be sure to become a member of the Nichi Bei Foundation, where you will receive your bi-monthly copy of the Nichi Bei News at nichibei.org/subscribe. Next up, for our dessert segment, Nichi Bei News contributing writer Heather Ito interviews Stephanie Nishikawa Yi, a former TV news reporter turned owner of the Paper Garden Boutique, about her unique paper shop serving the greater Sacramento area.
Stephanie Nishikawa Yi is a Yonsei, or 4th generation Japanese American, who owns the Paper Garden Boutique, a paper craft shop in Sacramento, California, that's full of everything you need to make your own paper crafts at home. Different color paper, stamps, pens, ribbon, cutting dies, and so much more. But what Nishikawa-yi specializes in is handmade cards and other custom paper craft special orders for nearly every occasion and celebration. The bright shop is adorned with her paper creations, but her major in college is not related to opening this shop.
No, a lot of people, when they come in, they don't know that I was on TV. They think that I was probably a graphic artist. But no, it was nothing like that.
Nishikawa-yi majored in TV broadcast journalism and worked as a general assignment reporter for a few stations before she moved to Sacramento to work for KOVR TV.
And it was the first time that I did not have to spell my name phonetically. So, and the teleprompter in Kansas City, I had to spell my name Nishikawa for 3 months so the anchors would get my name right. And then when I came to Sacramento, I said, you know what, I'm not gonna do that. And they said my name, no problem. And I was like, oh, this is where I gotta be. I'm back in California.
In Sacramento, she met and got engaged to Ken Yi, son of former Sacramento Mayor Jimmy R. Yi.
And we decided that we would like to kind of put our generations and our backgrounds together. I'm Japanese American, 4th generation, and my husband is 3rd generation Chinese American. So I wanted to find a greeting card that would have a double happiness symbol and a kimono. And of course I can only do that by making one up myself. So I designed one, and my husband at the time was making, he was working for the state, and he had sold my cards at this Asian Pacific Islander Day. And he sold all of the ones that we handmade for our thank you cards for our wedding. And I thought, wow, this could be like a fun side business.
She began to sell her handmade cards with Japanese or Asian-inspired designs at local craft shows. Shortly after her son Miles was born, Nishikawa-yi made the big decision to open the Paper Garden Boutique.
So after my husband and I got married, we got pregnant, and I did the same thing. I did my thank you cards, like an Asian-inspired baby thank you, and I enjoyed that more than chasing the big story. And so I would look at my son every day and think, gosh, I might be like one day in New York, or I might be one day in San Francisco, and I don't want to leave you. So it wasn't hard to put the microphone down and pick up the scissors and start crafting full time. So I opened up a store, and that was, my son is 20 now. That was 19 years ago, so I haven't looked back. One of the first things that I bought when I opened up a store was, of course, a baby changing table for the bathroom, because my son learned how to walk in my store. Second thing I wanted to do is get paper from Japan, so washi paper, handmade paper. And so that was my first real big buy, and I thought it would be super pretty to adorn the walls with my heritage. And so it's one of our biggest sellers because the paper's so beautiful.
In addition to her handmade cards, she takes custom orders of various paper crafts for celebrations.
Well, everything that we do here is handmade, except for our bought things that we sell. But half of our business is that we make invitations and cards for people, and they design them, they tell us what they want, and then we just make that dream come alive to a reality. And then it's nice because everybody walks out the door with a happy face.
She also holds paper craft classes in the shop, where she shows customers how to make cards, calendars, gift tags, and many more.
Yeah, we have classes every week, and they're different. They're always different themed. Every month we have an Asian-inspired class, and you make 6 handmade cards, and you can buy a kit if you can't make it here. We send kits all the time out of state.
She started mailing the card-making kits during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, so that kind of all started during COVID because we needed to stay alive. And so we sold puzzles. Like, puzzles were crazy, but we couldn't get enough puzzles. So we said, let's make our cards making classes into kits, and then they could put them together. And then they could send them out to their friends, let them know that they're thinking of them. So it was definitely a blessing in disguise. It's really gratifying, for sure. When people come into a bright, pretty store, they all, especially women who love paper, it makes them smile. And when a man comes in and he wants to buy an anniversary card, he knows it's handmade. We have men that just come in, and we never see them unless they want a gift wrapping, because they want special for their wife or their girlfriend, or a very special card. So yeah, it's everybody leaves out the door happy. So that's the best thing about the store.
The Paper Garden Boutique is located at 565 Pavilions Lane in Sacramento, California. Stop by the store this holiday season to pick up an assortment of candy wrapped in Thanksgiving or Christmas-themed designs, or sign up for any of her holiday-themed card-making classes. Kits are available for every class. For more information, visit www.papergardenboutique.com. The list of upcoming classes is available in her newsletters.
A big thank you to Heather for that segment. Now it's time for some News Bites, our segment where we present quick takes on some articles from the pages of the Nichi Bei News.
Next is our News Bites, highlighting events over the past month or so, including stories from the pages of the Nichi Bei News.
Ten manga artists showcasing various genres and styles are on view at the DeYoung Museum. The Art of Manga exhibit features Fujio Akatsuka, Tetsuya Chiba, Rumiko Takahashi, among many others, and runs through January 25th, 2026. Check out the DeYoung website for more information. The Japanese Cultural and Community Center of Northern California, JCYC, and Japantown Dental hosted the annual Halloween Carnival October 24th at the center in San Francisco's Japantown. The festivities included games, arts and crafts, live performances, and a costume contest and parade. Cedric Thurman nearly swept all the awards at the 19th Annual Japanese American Religious Federation Curry Cook-Off on October 25th at Christ United Presbyterian Church in San Francisco's Japantown. The first time curry creator scored the Judges' Choice Honors, Children's Choice Award, and took second place in the People's Choice Award, judged by event attendees.
I came here looking for a manga called Demon Slayer, and then searching for it, I ran into this sign up. And now I have nothing but respect for Japanese curry. It is absolutely rich, very filling, a very nutritious dish.
First place for People's Choice was won by Ryota Torada.
But really just enjoy making curry for everybody.
Artist Yurika Chiba, who has performed with San Jose Taiiku for the past 20 years, recently opened an exhibit of her doodle artwork at the Japanese American Museum of San Jose. Titled Chutohampa, Somewhere in Between, the works created between 2020 and 2025 reflect her exploration of identity and memory, as well as the quiet healing she experiences through this daily practice. At their core, these pieces embrace the in-between, a space that may feel uncertain or undefined, yet holds its own strength. The exhibit opened November 8th with a live art drawing in collaboration with San Jose Taiiku and a doodling workshop. It runs through February 8th, 2026. For more up-to-date news like this, please consider becoming a member of the Nichi Bei Foundation, carrying on a legacy of 126 years of community leadership through media at nichibei.org/subscribe. Well, everyone, thanks so much for joining us for our 11th episode of Season 4. We hope that you enjoyed what we, and of course all of our featured chefs, cooked up for the cafe menu today. And at this point, we want to give a big thanks to the Henry and Tomoye Takahashi Charitable Foundation for their continued support of the cafe. We're always appreciative of our collaboration with you in finding new ways to engage our Nikkei community. We also thank you for continuing to support our YouTube channel and hope you enjoy our future content featuring our Japanese and Japanese American community. So please continue to support us by telling your friends, family, and loved ones to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this episode, and comment down below. And to stay in the know of more happenings in the Japanese American community, please consider becoming a member of our Nichi Bei community to help support what we do here at nichibei.org/subscribe. A lot of things are happening in the community. Next up, we will present a calendar of upcoming events.
Join us for the 8th annual Nichi Bei night with the Sacramento Kings. Watch the Kings take on the Houston Rockets, happening live at the Golden One Center. Experience a pregame performance by the Sacramento Taiiku. It's a night celebrating community, culture, and basketball.
Event Center. Tickets are sold out, but we hope you can. Oh, sorry, I misread that. For tuning in and supporting us on this journey of commuting or keeping connected, informed, and empowered. Youth baseball team paying tribute to the Alameda Taiiku Kai, a baseball team from the Hara and producer Greg Valoria, with an assist from wow, a lot. Pineapple.
I've been putting pineapple in. I'll tell you guys. Yeah, you put a little bit of fruit and veg. Yeah, for the sweetness.
Every time I mess up, it's like -1 HP, -1 HP. Ito interviews Stephanie Nishikawa. Sorry.
Yeah, nice. Good job.
Gang.
Yeah.
Rough start, but we got there.